So I just want to do this quick video about the windows in a Renault Twizy. When people are buying their first Twizy in the UK, there's an assumption that they must have windows, and I find people call me wanting a Twizy, and if it doesn't happen to have windows, they go elsewhere. However, I find windows a pain. So windows are an aftermarket thing anyway, so you can buy a set of windows if a Twizy doesn't come with windows. I think they're £300 from Renault. You can buy them elsewhere as well, different designs. But firstly, the Renault Twizy was designed not to have windows. In fact, even these doors are a factory option. So the Twizy does not have a ventilation system, so having windows in there, you can make it a bit steamed up, or certainly condensation build up, but they don't completely seal, as I'll show you. But the main thing is it doesn't have external door handles, so to open the door you put your hand in and release the handle, and the door then rises. Round here I've got a window fitted on this side to show you. So this is a Renault window, it's soft plastic. I'd also just note, over time these go a bit opaque and they scratch, and when they're much older they start sort of turning yellow, so they don't last too long anyway. It's not like it's a glass window. You can get these solid perspex windows with an opening here, but anyway, this is the most common window, the Renault window. So to open the door, it is a right pain. You've got zips here, so you unzip it. These zips also tend to get quite sticky and when they get old, so you need to keep these lubricated as well. So you open it, put your hand in, release the door handle, but the door won't come up because this frame is sealing in here and it's stopping the door from rising. So with another hand you've got to pull this tab which releases the window from the frame and open the door. But I'm actually holding a camera, so I can't even open this door now because it is a two-handed job. Let's just see, there we are, it's now open. And then obviously the window adds a bit of weight, so the doors don't then rise, but that's not an issue. So yeah, you can see it is a right pain, and you start getting in and out of the Twizy a few times if you're out shopping and things. It's so awkward. I just rip the windows out every time and don't bother with them. I've driven a Twizy wearing a suit in really torrential rain. It was almost like a thunderstorm, pretty much as bad as you can get in the UK. I was driving through the middle of Reading, stuck in traffic, and people were having a good old laugh at me. But I didn't get wet. You do, when you're driving, get a bit of water flicking off the edge here, and it runs down the inside of the doors. That's all fine. The Twizy is designed to get wet inside. But there's enough gap between the door and the driver's seat that I genuinely didn't get wet. You might get the odd little drip on you, but it's not a problem. However, if you've got a rear passenger, then yes, you do want to put the windows in the cold or in the wet, because the way the Twizy is designed is all of this plastic does work very well at keeping the wind away from the driver, and you are properly protected without windows. But it wraps around here and it does go straight in the face of a rear passenger, so certainly if you're carrying two, the windows are a bonus and they do help. But as I said, when I get Twizys in and I drive them personally, I always take the windows out. The other thing is, you often need to put your head out of the door when you're driving. So particularly if you're reversing, there's no rear window in the back, so you need to look out. You can obviously use your mirrors, but you do need to stick your head out when you're parking. The rear wheels do protrude more than the front wheels, and you want to see where those mud guards are when you're parking in tight situations. So a lot of the time you do need to stick your head out the window, or out of the door, and have a look behind you. But when you've got the windows fitted, you can't do that, and it does make parking more awkward. But you know, you can buy the windows, but as I've said, I've found virtually 99% of the time I drive a Twizy, I don't want the windows in and I take the windows out. It does lessen the enjoyment and the experience of driving a Twizy. But anyway, I hope that helps, and I hope that explains the windows. But as I said, there are different window options. I haven't kept up to date with what's available. You can obviously get these soft plastic windows. I've seen a perspex window with a cutout here, enough of a gap to get your hand in. They would certainly be easier than the zips. I have seen a window with a sliding section here, I don't know what the prices are, you'll have to search online, but there are other options than those standard Renault zippy windows. So the way you fit the windows, well, certainly these Renault windows, is you have two brackets here on the door, and you mount these on the door, and they've got a simple thumb screw in them. So let me just show you this window that's fitted. So on the window you have these metal lugs, and the window just drops down into these brackets, and then you use the thumb screw to tighten them up. So they're very simple to take on and off. And then if you're out and about and you want to take the windows off, the windows do fit down here, like I've got the second one down in the footwell, and you can put both windows there and not hinder you. The other thing to note with these windows with the zips is you do need to keep these zips clean, and as the window ages you might find these zips stop working, so you need to keep them clean, you need to keep them well lubricated, particularly in this corner, this is the bit you're using all the time, and you find that these windows don't actually last too many years anyway. The other thing to note is you need to keep this zipped up, particularly if the Twizy is being transported on a truck. I've had them before where I've had them delivered to me where this has been left open and the wind gets in here and slowly it unzips, and I had one that got delivered to me one time and this inner section had completely unzipped and blown away, and it's probably floating along a motorway somewhere, and it turned up here and it was gone, yet it was on there when he put it on the truck. So you just got to be a bit careful with these, but these zips don't tend to last too long, so you just need to keep them clean and lubricated.